Have you ever noticed that, without saying a single word, your presence can change the environment around you? This is no coincidence. As a chosen one, you carry a light so powerful that it profoundly affects those around you. This glow does not refer to something physical, but rather to a spiritual presence that emanates from within you. People who cross your path, especially those who carry their own shadows and darkness, feel that light immediately. No matter where the chosen one goes, his essence makes the energies tremble. The simple fact that you exist, how you walk, how you breathe, already disturbs those forces that feed on darkness. Without a doubt, this makes the chosen one someone who awakens deep emotions everywhere. This discomfort you cause in others often manifests itself in subtle but powerful ways. You notice suspicious looks, strange behaviors, and even a certain tension when you enter a space. That's why you're left wondering if you did something wrong. But the secret is that you have done nothing but be who you are. Your light as a chosen one is so strong that the darkness within others feels threatened. You don't need to raise your voice, defend your actions, or try to please. The very existence of the chosen one is enough to destabilize those who are trapped in a world of shadows. And this destabilization is something that occurs constantly, wherever you are. The curious thing is that many of these people don't even understand where this discomfort comes from. They feel it, but they can't explain it. It's as if their presence is a mirror that reflects all the flaws and fears they try to hide from themselves. Have you ever noticed that, often, without doing anything, you become the target of critical looks and even gossip? It's not about what you do or say. It's about what you stand for. And what you represent is a force for change, an energy of spiritual renewal that exposes that which many prefer to keep hidden. This is the true essence of the chosen one. And because of this, it is almost inevitable that reactions to you will be so intense and emotional. For some, this reaction is almost instantaneous. They feel threatened by something they can't name. They know you carry something different, something they can't control or understand. And that's what scares them. The light you emanate touches a deep wound in them, a wound they are not ready to heal. And that's why you'll be faced with suspicious looks and feelings of rejection, even from people you've just met. Its brilliance disrupts the spiritual status quo of any room you enter. Wherever you go, this light acts like an invisible force that alters the dynamics around you, creating an almost palpable tension. This light that you carry also serves as a kind of catalyst for change. Wherever you go, energies are forced to adjust, to reorganize. People who are used to the darkness feel a deep discomfort because you bring to light truths they are not prepared to face. And, in many situations, this discomfort turns into resistance. You will notice that, for no apparent reason, some people will act in a hostile way, without you having done absolutely anything to deserve it. They resist what you stand for, not what you directly do. And this resistance can become a constant in your life. But it is important to understand that this resistance is not personal. What they are rejecting is not you as an individual, but the light that you carry. They feel the strength of this light and unconsciously know that it threatens the comfort zones in which they live. As a chosen one, you defy all that is ordinary, all that is mediocre. Its presence forces people to look at themselves in ways they would rather avoid. And that's why its simple presence can cause so much discomfort. What you carry is something rare, precious, and deeply challenging to those who are not prepared to face it. And here is the central issue: the light of the chosen cannot be ignored. No matter how hard others try, your energy is an unrelenting force that continues to shine regardless of attempts to extinguish it. It's that light that makes you stand out. It is this light that attracts both admiration and resentment. And while this is happening, something bigger is unfolding around you, something that you may not have even fully realized yet. The next time you feel this discomfort in the environment, know that it is a direct reaction to what you bring with you. As a chosen one, have you ever found yourself in situations where, no matter how much you treated everyone with respect and care, you were still the target of rejection and criticism? This is something many chosen face. The hate and rejection that arise around you are not the result of something you did or said. They are, in fact, responses to the spiritual light that you carry. The people around you may not understand this, but what disturbs them is the brilliance that comes from within you. This brightness challenges the shadows that dwell in the hearts of those who are not at peace with themselves. And the reaction, often, is attack. Aggression and hostility are the ways in which darkness tries to resist what it cannot dominate. You may be asking yourself, why are these people so angry with me if I didn't do anything to provoke them? And this question makes perfect sense. After all, the rejection you face is often for no apparent reason. However, it is not the person of the chosen one that they hate. It's the light inside you that bothers them deeply. That energy that emanates from you causes your own weaknesses and failures to be exposed. For those who are immersed in darkness, being confronted by the light you carry is unbearable. They then react with hatred, trying in every way to erase what makes them feel so uncomfortable in their own skin. These attacks come from unexpected places. You will often see this rejection in people you would least expect, perhaps even those you considered close. Sometimes the envy that shadows feel is so intense that it leads them to distort reality. You will be the target of lies, gossip, and slander. They will do everything possible to tarnish your reputation, spreading rumors and trying to diminish your importance. This is the strategy of darkness, trying to turn off the light that bothers you so much. But remember, these actions have no power over the truth you carry within. When you face this rejection, the temptation can be great to try to explain yourself, to try to justify your actions, or even to confront these people. But true power is in keeping your peace. The chosen do not need to fight with the same weapons the world uses. Your strength lies in your ability to transcend these earthly battles and understand that what is actually happening is a spiritual war. The rejection and hatred you face are just reflections of a much greater struggle, which takes place on invisible planes. You are a bearer of light, and that light will always be a challenge to those who choose to walk in darkness. It's natural to feel isolated or misunderstood at times like these, especially when it feels like the world is against you. But know that this rejection is actually a sign that you are fulfilling your purpose as the chosen one. If your light wasn't so bright, they wouldn't be trying so hard to put it out. Every attack, every hateful word is a confirmation that you are on the right path. You are not rejected for what you do, but for who you are. And being a chosen means carrying a mission that goes far beyond what the eyes can see. Don't be fooled by appearances. The rejection you face doesn't mean you're alone or that you're wrong. Quite the contrary, it is proof that you are exactly where you should be. The forces that work against you are only so intense because they feel the strength of your light. They know that if you continue to shine, their hold on others will be weakened. And that's why they will do everything to discredit you. But the more intense the resistance, the greater the impact you are making. So when you feel attacked or rejected, remember that this is part of the journey of being a chosen one. Its light is uncomfortable because it is a threat to what is dark. And that will never change. What changes is how you choose to respond to it. Instead of defending yourself, stand firm in your truth. Because in the end, truth always prevails, and light always triumphs over darkness. When you, as a chosen one, enter a room, something powerful happens. Your presence, even if silent, triggers a profound process in the people around you. They begin to feel restlessness, something they may not even be able to name. This happens because the light you carry has the ability to illuminate the most hidden and vulnerable parts of those around you. It's as if, by being around you, they are forced to look inside themselves, and what they find is not always pleasant. The glow that emanates from you, chosen one, awakens insecurities, fears, and even resentments in those who live in the shadows. And that's one of the reasons you face so much resistance. When you shine a light on other people's weaknesses without saying a word, those people feel threatened. It's not because you pointed out their flaws, but because your simple existence makes them see what they're trying to hide. Their confidence, their faith, their spiritual strength are constant reminders of the areas in which these people feel insufficient. And instead of seeking evolution or healing, they often choose to project that pain back to you. You become a mirror that reflects what they would rather never see. And that, for many, is unbearable. This is why people try to diminish you, to make you feel small, in the hope that this will ease the weight they feel in their own souls. A classic example of this is when you notice that, in the workplace or in social circles, some people begin to avoid your company. They create a barrier, often unconsciously, because being around you means confronting their own flaws. For them, it is easier to reject you than to face the internal issues that your light brings to the surface. You become a living reminder that there is something greater, something that transcends the limitations they have created for themselves. And for those who are not ready for this level of confrontation, their presence becomes a source of constant discomfort. This can even happen to people you've known for a long time. As you grow on your spiritual journey, some begin to move away. Not because you have changed in a negative way, but because your progress highlights their stagnations. They feel exposed. Your personal and spiritual evolution can bring out feelings of inadequacy in others. And, once again, the natural reaction of many will be rejection, because it is easier to push yourself away than to deal with your own limitations. This pattern will repeat itself in several areas of your life, and recognizing this will help you deal with rejection better. Instead of feeling bad or doubting yourself, understand that this behavior is a reaction to your light. The brighter you shine, the more you expose what others try to keep hidden. And this is one of the Chosen One's great missions, to be a force for change that, just by presence, makes others reflect on themselves. You may never hear a thank you for it, and in fact, you may be attacked for it. But deep down, it's a confirmation that your light is doing what it's supposed to do. And the impact you make goes far beyond what words can express. When you bring up these insecurities in others, the reaction can be unpredictable. Some may even try to get closer to you, not because they want to learn or grow, but to try to control or erase the shine that bothers them so much. They may want to manipulate you, destabilize you, and all of this is a reflection of the internal struggle they are fighting. For many, your light is a challenge they don't want to face, so they would rather try to extinguish you. And this is where you must be discerning. Not everyone who approaches you is doing so with pure intentions. Some just want to ease the pain they feel being around you, trying to diminish you. And so if you feel alone and misunderstood as a chosen one, we have an ebook that will be valuable for you. Find guidance to light your path and understand your unique gifts. Buy now and gain access to our exclusive Discord community where you will find support and understanding. Join us and share your experiences in a welcoming space. Plus, get access to unique and exclusive content. Check out the first comment pinned here on the video. This ability to awaken insecurities is both a blessing and a responsibility. As a chosen one, you don't just carry the light, you are a channel for others to see where they need to grow. However, you are not responsible for what others do with this revelation. You offer an opportunity, a spark, but it's up to each person to decide what they do with it. And as you continue your walk, it's important to understand that not everyone is ready for the truth you bring with you. But that's exactly why your mission is so important. And speaking of mission, what happens when these same people decide to test you? Being chosen means that, in many moments, you will be tested. The people around you, even if unconsciously, will try to challenge your patience, your faith, your spiritual strength. This happens because your light, in itself, is already a provocation to the world around you. When your presence is so strong and illuminated, those who live in the shadows feel the need to test you, to see if you really are who you appear to be. And that's when the challenges begin. Sometimes you don't even realize you are being tested, but circumstances, provocations and words appear as small temptations to throw you off balance. These tests are spiritual, disguised as everyday conflicts. You can notice this in simple situations, such as at work or even in your own home. People who seem to provoke you for no reason, trying to make you lose your temper or leave your center. These are traps, and you, as the chosen, must always be aware. The goal of these people, even if unintentionally, is to make you lose your essence, to disconnect you from the light you carry. And here's the real test: maintaining your calm, your inner peace, while the world around you tries to destabilize you. This is part of your journey, and these moments are essential for you to continue growing spiritually. The tests you face are spiritual, but they often manifest on the physical plane. A look of contempt, a sarcastic comment, an attempt to discredit you. All of these moments are opportunities for you to reaffirm your strength as a chosen one. You don't have to react the way they expect. Instead of responding with anger or frustration, you can choose the path of wisdom. Maintain your dignity, your calm, your serenity. When you do this, not only do you pass the test, you also prove to yourself that your light is unwavering. And that is a lesson that many around him need to learn from observing his conduct. The resistance you face is often disguised as small provocations. People who constantly try to make you angry, whether at work, in personal relationships, or in public situations. And as much as it may seem like a coincidence, nothing is by chance. These provocations are actually the universe testing your ability to maintain peace amid chaos. And the more you grow spiritually, the more intense these tests will be. The goal is not to bring you down, but to strengthen you. Every time you stand firm, even in the face of challenges, you are proving your ability to transcend earthly conflicts. Have you ever been in situations where, after a big test, you felt stronger and more centered? This is a direct reflection of your spiritual resistance. Each obstacle you overcome further strengthens your connection with what is divine within you. And as a chosen one, you need to be aware that these tests will continue to arise throughout your journey. Not because you did something wrong, but precisely because you are on the right path. Your light attracts challenges because it exposes the truth, and the truth is often uncomfortable for those who still live in the shadows. The true power of a chosen lies in their ability to resist without losing their essence. When you pass these tests without becoming corrupted, you are demonstrating that your light is greater than any darkness around you. And this resistance is not just physical, it is spiritual. It is reflected in how you deal with each situation, in how you choose to respond to chaos. And, little by little, you will realize that the more you resist, the brighter your light shines. There are times when, without you saying a word, you feel the hostility in the air. It's something you notice in certain people's eyes, in the way they look at you, as if something inside them is disturbed just by your presence. As a chosen one, you may have had this experience of walking into a room and immediately feeling the energy shift. The looks that follow you are not mere coincidences, they are manifestations of the darkness that lives within certain people. When you enter a space carrying the light that was meant for you, the demons hidden in others begin to stir. This reaction often comes in the form of a cold, penetrating look, almost as if the person is silently challenging you. But make no mistake, it's not the person themselves who is staring at you with so much hostility. It's the darkness inside that can't support the light you carry. There is an invisible spiritual battle going on, and its light is seen as a direct threat to the spirits that dwell in the shadows. Those looks you get, that make you feel uncomfortable, are evidence that something deeper is at play. They are not simple acts of antipathy, they are manifestations of a spiritual confrontation that you, as the chosen, inevitably bring to the surface. Have you ever noticed how, sometimes, these people don't even hide what they feel? It's almost as if something inside them is controlling their actions. They watch you with a hatred that makes no sense, with an intensity that is disproportionate to their presence. And that's exactly what it's about. It's not you they hate, but the light that emanates from you. These demons, who live hidden in the shadows, cannot stand the shine you carry. And instead of hiding, they manifest themselves through hostile behavior, leering looks, and attempts to intimidate you. This is clear evidence that your light is doing exactly what it should, disturbing the darkness. These behaviors can manifest themselves in different ways. It could be that person who stares at you for a long time, without saying a word, or it could be someone who treats you badly for no apparent reason. In each of these situations, what is happening is a revelation that the light you carry is disturbing something much greater than simple dislike. You are a force that destabilizes what is dark, and these looks and behaviors are a direct reflection of this confrontation. Even if you try to avoid it, your light inevitably attracts these reactions. And the more you shine, the more intense they become. But don't be scared by that. In fact, this is a sign that you are on the right path. These looks, these reactions, are proof that your light is making an impact. The demons that dwell in the shadows manifest themselves because they feel they are losing control. They know that as long as you are around, the darkness they hold will be confronted. And that's exactly why you'll see such intense reactions. When you realize that your simple presence is enough to provoke these manifestations, you understand the true power you carry within you. The next time you experience these hostile looks or behaviors, remember, it is not you who is being attacked, but the light within you. And this light is a direct threat to the kingdom of darkness. They can't ignore you, and that's why they try to intimidate you in every way. But as long as you keep your light shining, they will have no choice but to speak up. And each time this happens, you are forcing this darkness to reveal itself. Not everyone who is affected by your light responds with hostility or rejection. Some, when they come into contact with your presence, are immediately attracted to what you carry. They see something in you that they can't explain, but they know it's special. As a chosen one, you carry an aura of mystery and power, and this awakens a silent admiration in many. These people feel inspired by their brilliance, their inner strength, their ability to stand firm even in the midst of the most difficult challenges. To them, you are a beacon in a sea of uncertainty, a living example of what it means to be guided by a greater light. This admiration, however, may be accompanied by a desire to be close to you, not always for pure reasons. Some people genuinely want to learn from you, absorb what you have to offer. They feel inspired by your presence and seek a connection that helps them grow spiritually. They want to come closer to your light in the hope that, in some way, it will transform them too. But at the same time, there are those whose admiration is mixed with envy. They don't just want to get closer to you, they want what you have, but without going through the process you went through. And that's a fine line that you, as the chosen, need to discern. Have you ever noticed how some people seem to admire you, but at the same time, demonstrate behaviors that reveal subtle envy? They may praise you, but there is a subtext in the words, a hidden comparison. They watch you closely, analyzing your every move, trying to understand how you manage to keep your light so strong in the midst of adversity. For some, this admiration is sincere, but for others, envy arises because they cannot understand how you stand while they themselves are being consumed by darkness. And this is where the challenge of discerning who is truly on your side and who is just waiting for an opportunity to destabilize you comes in. These envious people often approach you in the hope of finding a way to benefit from your light, without going through the effort necessary to achieve their own transformation. They want the shine, but they don't want the sacrifice. They want the fruits of the journey, but they do not want to walk the arduous path you took. And this is where spiritual discernment becomes essential. As a chosen one, you need to know the difference between those who want to learn from your light and those who just want to use it for their own interests. Not everyone who admires you has good intentions, and this is a reality you need to be prepared to face. Envy often manifests itself in subtle ways. It can start with small comparisons, with comments that, at first glance, seem harmless, but which, when you analyze them carefully, reveal deep personal dissatisfaction. These people want what you have, but they fail to understand that your light is the result of a spiritual journey that involves sacrifice, dedication, and, above all, an intimate connection with the divine. They want the result, but without the process. And this is exactly why you need to be cautious when choosing who you share your light with. Not everyone is ready to receive what you have to offer. At the same time, it is important to remember that you, as the chosen one, have the ability to inspire true change in the lives of many. There are those who, upon seeing their light, are motivated to seek their own transformation. These people can, in fact, benefit from your presence and what you have to teach. But the real power is in discerning who these people are and who are those who just want to use your light for their own selfish purposes. And as you continue on this journey, you will realize that this line between admiration and envy can be much subtler than it seems. But while this happens, something even bigger is lurking. From the moment you began to realize your spiritual journey, it was clear that you are not like most people. Your way of seeing the world, of interpreting the events around you, has always been different. And this difference is not something superficial, it is something that comes from within, from a deeper connection with something much bigger than yourself. As a chosen one, you are destined to stand out, not because you want attention, but because the light you carry is impossible to hide. People around you notice that there is something special about you, even if they can't explain what it is. And that difference is what makes you so unique and, at the same time, so misunderstood. You don't follow the same rules that the rest of the world follows. While many are concerned with material issues, with status, power, or social approval, you are focused on something much deeper, your spiritual mission. This makes the people around you feel uncomfortable because they can't understand what motivates you. Your life is not guided by the same principles that govern the world. You are guided by something much greater, something that transcends society's expectations and values. And that's one of the reasons why you're often seen as someone who doesn't fit into common standards. This difference also manifests itself in the way you communicate, how you think, how you act. Your presence is keenly felt by those around you, even when you say nothing. You carry a wisdom that goes beyond words, a spiritual truth that is perceived just by being close to you. And that makes you both admired and feared. People feel that you are different, but they often cannot deal with this difference. They feel a kind of mystical attraction to your presence, but at the same time, this attraction is accompanied by a feeling of discomfort, because you represent something that they are not prepared to understand. As a chosen one, your difference also comes with a responsibility. You are a beacon, a light that lights the way for others, even when they don't ask for it. This means that you will often have to walk lonely paths. Not everyone is ready to walk alongside you, because the journey you take is unique, intended only for those who have been called to it. And this can bring moments of loneliness, but also of great purpose. Your life is not governed by the rules of the world, but by the spiritual laws that guide and protect you. And that difference is both a blessing and a challenge. You are different because you are chosen to be different. And this means that in many situations you will be misunderstood. People will try to put you in boxes, label you according to their own limitations, but you know that you cannot be limited by those definitions. Your essence transcends any label, any attempt to classify you. And the more you embrace this truth, the stronger you become. Being different is the hallmark of the chosen, and that difference is what makes you such a powerful force in this world. There's no getting around it, it's who you are, and the more you accept that, the brighter your light shines. And it is exactly this difference that makes you a threat to those who live in the shadows. They cannot understand where their strength, their peace, their confidence comes from. To them, you are an enigma, something that defies the laws of the world. And that difference scares them, because they know that as long as you are there, the darkness they carry will be confronted. But at the same time, that difference is what makes you so necessary. The world needs the chosen, those who are not afraid to be different, those who carry a light that defies the darkness. And as you walk this journey, something bigger is getting ready to happen. Chosen, you now understand the depth of your journey. Every confrontation, every resistance you face is living proof that your light is disturbing the darkness. And no matter how hard they try, they will never be able to erase what was divinely placed in you. Your mission is great, and challenges are just signs that you are walking the right path. No matter what happens, you were born to win, and your presence in this world is a threat to all forces that try to keep the dark in control. Always remember, the shine you carry is greater than any adversity. Don't forget to check the first pinned comment if you feel alone and misunderstood as a chosen one. In our ebook, find guidance to light your path and understand your unique gifts. Buy now and gain access to our exclusive Discord community where you will find support and understanding. Join us and share your experiences in a welcoming space. Plus, get access to unique and exclusive content. Say this message has touched you in some way, it's time to act. Leave your like and subscribe to the channel to ensure that you continue to receive these truths that strengthen and illuminate your path. Don't just keep this light to yourself, share this video with someone who needs to be reminded of their power as a chosen one. And also leave your comment below saying how your light has bothered those around you. I also invite you to watch our video shown on the screen so you can prepare for the battles that are yet to come. Or better yet, dive into our playlist of the secrets of the chosen and find answers to the deepest questions and revelations that will strengthen you even more. The journey of the chosen is one of strength, purpose, and victory. So stay strong, because the world needs your light. See you in the next video, and may you continue to shine with the strength given to you since the beginning of time.